Well, according to Silver Doctors, with an interesting article from the CME group, is saying that December gold deliveries on the COMEX, etc., are going to be in jeopardy. CME declares force majeure at Manhattan Gold Depository, basically. The CME declared a force majeure Monday at PAMP's Manfra, Tordella and Brooks Inc. Gold Depository, and stated the depository will not be able to deliver physical gold due to, quote, operational limitations from Hurricane Sandy. The only thing that surprises us is that HSBC and JP Morgan's gold depositories were not included in the announcement. It appears, however, that for now, those holding MTB warrants will be able to receive gold from Brinks. The inconvenience and extra costs associated with arranging delivery from Brinks, however, will likely dissuade many from standing for December delivery of their gold, and is likely the true motive for the announcement. How convenient for the bullion banks in the midst of physical gold shortage. Sorry, sir, we apologize. Brinks is having trouble getting through the backlog of MTB delivery requests. We expect your gold to be delivered sometime in January to February at the latest. I guess he's just kidding, you know. CME Group announced Monday that Manfra, Tordella, and Brooks Inc., one of the their exchange's gold depositories, will not be able to deliver metal as the Lower Manhattan Company deals with operational limitations almost a month after the arrival of Hurricane Sandy. NASDAQ.com reports that the force majeure will free MTB from the liability of breaching gold delivery contracts. MTB, one of 5 depositories licensed to deliver gold against CME's benchmark 100 troy ounce gold contract, held 29,276 ounces of gold and 33,000 ounces of palladium as of November 23rd, according to data from the CME subsidiary COMEX. In a notice to customers on Monday, CME declared force majeure, a contract clause that frees parties from liability due to an event outside of their control for the facility. CME said that the individuals holding MTB warrants or certificates for a specific lot of metal stored in the depository may receive gold delivered from Brinks in New York. MTB is responsible for any additional costs incurred by customers receiving metal from Brinks, CME said. The CME states that those wishing to stand for December delivery should not be adversely affected by the force majeure. Quote, this shouldn't have a material impact on the way market participants are doing business, a CME spokesman said. They'll still contact MTB if they want to take delivery on contracts, and MTB will arrange for delivery through Brinks. All indications continue to point towards a massive physical shortage developing in both gold and silver, period. And interestingly enough, I mean, if they only had 29,000 troy ounces, I mean, in gold, that's a good bit of gold, you know, because you're talking, you know, $1,700–1,800 for one of those ounces. In silver, if that was silver, it would seem like a very small amount, especially at $34 silver. But again, this is gold, so there's definitely, you know, 29,000 ounces of gold is quite a bit. Having said that, isn't it just conveniently timed for, again, now here we go. Last December, a very, very strong delivery month for gold, always, every year. We had MF Global go down, stopping deliveries from being made, gold and silver, but more importantly, gold at that time, because Gerald Celente was in the gold, and didn't get his gold delivery. Was told his $1,400 contract, when gold was $1,400, he pulled that contract out. It was then $1,700. I'm standing for delivery. I've made enough money in between to buy the entire contract out. Here's the rest, money's in my account, give me the delivery. Deliver my gold. No. MF Global just happened. Your gold is gone. Your money is gone. You get nothing. And your account's being transferred to this other brokerage firm over here. So he tells the other brokerage firm, well, then I at least want my $1,400 contract that I had. And they said, no. If you want a new contract, you're gonna have to get a new one, of course. And it's today's price is $1,700. He said, no. I've got account statements that show me I have a $1,400 contract. So you know what he got in the mail the next time, a few weeks later? An amended statement from the new company, scratching out his $1,400 gold contract and saying, no, it's $1,700. Amended statement. Do you think people like me and yourself, if you've been stacking physical, whether it's physical gold or silver, do you think someone's going to be able to send us an amended account statement regarding the amount of gold or silver, etc., that we would have in our safes at home? Or, then again, maybe not at home, wherever we decide to keep it. Regardless, in a safe, somewhere. No, because number one, nobody but you is going to know how much gold and silver you have. Nobody but you is going to be keeping track of how much gold and silver you have, whether you buy some more, sell some more, whatever it is. Therefore, you can't possibly get an amended account statement from some company because you're not dealing with any company. It is in your possession. This is, if it is not as clear as day to you right now of the importance of why you have got to not play that paper market game and go straight to physical gold and or silver, you don't understand what the hell's going on if you're not on that level. And if you've been listening to me for even a tiny length of time and you still don't understand the importance of getting physical gold and silver, again, I'm a silver guy, and I've given you the reasons why I'm going all in on silver and zero gold. I used to have a little bit of gold, probably a couple years ago now at least. And I got rid of all of it and put it into silver because I know silver is going to outperform gold, performance-wise, not price-wise, performance-wise. And I know the webbot had said before, prior that we could see potentially, very briefly, but we could see 1-to-1 with gold as far as price. One ounce of silver could buy 1 ounce of gold, in other words. In the worst part of our soon-to-be history here, I guess. I don't know how, is it years away? I don't know, whatever. But I can assure you, thanks to thousands of years of history, that silver is at least, minimally, going back to the, again, thousands of years of history price, or not necessarily price, but ratio to gold. And if gold is $3,000 an ounce, then it will take approximately somewhere around 16 ounces of silver to buy that 1 ounce of gold. If you were to do that today, it will take you, I think, over 50 ounces of silver, probably around 55 ounces of silver, to buy 1 ounce of gold. That ratio has been out of whack for a long time, and it wasn't that long ago, by the way, as in just a few years ago, where that ratio was like 60 or maybe 70 or somewhere around there to 1. So again, if you had bought silver when that ratio to gold was, 60 to 1, 70 to 1, whatever it was, even now you would have won performance-wise. You would have won. You would have been ahead of the people who went all in on gold. That's why I tell you to go to silver. But more importantly, precious metals, period. If you're just stuck on, well, I want gold and silver, or I want just gold, that's fine. As I've said a million times, you are going to be very, very, very happy with how gold performs. But you are going to be doing backflips when you see how silver performs. And when you realize, man, it's still in the $30 range, $34, roughly today. Matter of fact, let's take a little peek, just so we know exactly where we're at. 34.06, okay? And when it goes to 90, and then 100. And by the way, when we get back to 50, yes, it's going back to 50. I don't know exactly how soon. It is absolutely going back to 50. And once it hits 50 again, that is going to be a psychological thing to people who believe the mainstream, believe the expert economists, believe the expert bozos out there, and said, hey, wait a minute, you guys said it hit $50 in 1980. It hit $50 finally, a couple years ago, whatever, or early last year, 2011, whatever. And it hit $50 again. You said that wasn't supposed to happen, and it happened. And not only did that happen, gold is still rising again. And by the way, gold broke some new records. That is a psychological event that will propel silver finally even higher. Granted, we may see major resistance by the elite, the controllers of the price of silver, of course, to try and smash it again. But again, once it hits that price again in such a recent time frame, because people are saying, wait a minute, the first time was 1980. The second time was 2011, and then let's just say, sometime in 2013 it does it again. That was only a couple years later. What the hell? That's going to be that psychological thing hitting, saying, wait a minute, something's going on here. You experts aren't experts. You guys said this would never happen again. It happened again, and not only did it happen again, it was only a couple years later, as opposed to 20 years later like before. What the hell's going on? And that's going to drive people into gold and silver. Then you take into consideration the obvious manipulation taking place, where again, JP Morgan's short position a couple years ago was only $8 billion as far as what they were in it at. $8 billion. Today it's doubled. 2 years later it has doubled. So in another 2 years, is that $8 billion, which turned to $16 billion, going to turn into $32 billion short position for JP Morgan? That is a huge position. We're not talking derivatives. We're talking straight silver market, so it can't. I just can't see this going much longer, like years and years. There's just no way, in my opinion. And again, I'm backing my opinion with some facts and stuff. I do not see this as even being kind of a possibility, not even maybe. So bottom line is keep stacking and prepare to hear people not being able to deliver, get their gold and silver deliveries in December.